Okay, the first step to making yogurt in the Instant Pot is taking a gallon of milk and some gelatin, and I pour some cold milk into a Pyrex and then 2 tablespoons of gelatin in there, and I whisk it really good until it's totally dissolved. And then I put some warm milk in another Pyrex, warm it up in the microwave for about a minute, and then pour it into here with the cold milk and the gelatin and mix it really good, and make sure you use a whisk. So now you're going to take the remaining gallon of milk into a clean Instant Pot and just pour it. I use whole milk because I like a thicker yogurt. And then I take the gelatin mixture and I pour that into there as well. Put the lid on. It doesn't have to be sealing. It can go on venting because it's not going to pressurize. So then you just hit the yogurt button, and then you're going to go wait, click it again until it goes to boil, and make sure it's on more. And then once it starts boiling, it will go off and beep again. This is it starting. A couple times during the boiling cycle, I will just whisk it so that it just has an even cook, and then it will come up to a boil a lot quicker. It just went off and beeped. So when it beeps, it will go to yolked, saying that it's done. So just take the lid off and just whisk it around a little bit more, and then you're going to take the temperature and see what it's at. You want it to be around 185. That's what I've found to be the best temperature. And if it doesn't get there right away, which it won't be, mine's at 174 right now, so then just saute it, hit the saute button and saute it until it reaches about 185, and then take it out. So I just got the temperature up to 185 degrees, and then I stopped it and took the pot out and brought it over to the stove to cool off. You can let it cool down just sitting with the air, or you can put it into the sink. I'll put it into the sink with some ice water and give it a nice bath just to take the temperature down. You want to bring this now down to a temperature of 110 degrees. So it could take a couple hours to do it just sitting on the stove, or if you give it an ice bath, it can take like 15-20 minutes. So my yogurt cooled down to 110 degrees, and I took a cup out and put it into here. Then you add about 2 tablespoons of Fage yogurt, and I mixed the 2 tablespoons of Fage yogurt into the milk, and I whisk well to incorporate the mixture fully. And then you add the mixture back into the big pot, and now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla to give it some flavor. All right, you can tell I just added the vanilla, so now you just give everything a good whisk around to fully incorporate it. It's a little bit bubbly on top, so I will take my strainer and I'm just gonna take out those bubbles. I was never told to do this step, but I do it anyways. I just take out all the bubbles with the strainer from whisking and just remove them so that the yogurt is just a smooth layer before you put it into the pot for cooking. So now I've transferred the yogurt back to the Instant Pot. Put the lid back on, and then you push the yogurt button until it gets to 8 hours, and make sure it's on normal, and it will start beeping to start it, and then the timer will start counting up instead of counting down. So then at 8 hours it will beep again and let you know that your yogurt is ready. All right, it's the morning and the yogurt's ready. Here's the system that I have. I have like a strainer that looks like this, and I put cheesecloth clipped on over top of that so that I just put the yogurt down into the cheesecloth, and then it strains through the strainer, and then empties the whey down into the bowl because it doesn't quite reach the bottom. And that's how all the whey drains through all these layers down into the bottom, and then I just take that whey that is in the bottom of the bowl and I put it into a mason jar. Another way you can strain the yogurt is by using a nut milk bag. This is used for almond milk, but I'm using it for yogurt, and then it just strains into the bowl. I just attach it to the cabinet, and it fits a whole gallon of yogurt in there, and then it just strains into the bowl, and then I just have a filter and I put it right into this ball jar all the way. And I have now made cheesecloth lining, and I'm taking out the yogurt here. You can either leave it as is, but there's a lot of whey in there, and I like to strain some of that whey out, so then I just scoop the yogurt and the whey and I just put it into the strainer here and just let it sit for about 30 minutes in the strainer until the whey kind of comes out below, and then I will mix in the flavors after that. Okay, I put all the yogurt into these 2 strainers with cheesecloth, and now I just take a whisk and I just whisk them vigorously because there's a little bit of chunks, and I found that this really eliminates having some curds left over when you're actually making the yogurt, and then also the whey will drain a little bit more evenly. So I do this every couple minutes, well, maybe every like 10 minutes as it's straining, and then it strains the whey out for about 30 minutes because that's the consistency that I like to have of the yogurt, like this. And then I just put it in the fridge and I save it for smoothies because it's filled with probiotics and it just tastes really good in a smoothie. I squeezed some fresh orange juice to add to the yogurt once the yogurt is done straining. I transferred the yogurt into this big bowl and took it off the cheesecloth, and I mixed in the orange juice with a whisk, and now I'll add some honey to sweeten it up. After I mixed the orange and the honey to taste, I put them into yogurt containers that I've saved. But I get 3 yogurt containers, 3 large ones, and then it fills up this small one. So it makes a lot of yogurt for the price of a gallon of milk, plus a little bit more for the other add-ins. And then this is the whey that comes out of it. You get about that much whey left. It fills about 2. I didn't fill this one all the way, I dumped some. But you can use the whey then for smoothies. It's filled with probiotics and it's delicious. I want to put the yogurt into the fridge just to let it set and let the gelatin just rest and thicken up a little bit. I usually do that for the day or through the night. And then after a couple hours, you have a delicious, thick orange yogurt. And then you can add some fruit and some delicious honey, coconut, almond granola that I make with the kids, and add that for a yogurt parfait. And this snack becomes a delicious breakfast snack. The kids eat it at any point during the day. So good. Enjoy. And then you have little ones that come up and eat all your yogurt. Good stuff. Enjoy.